Hey guys, it's Alicia. Now today I'm back with another Valentine's Day inspired recipe. Today I'm going to be making a Black Forest cake. Now Black Forest cake is another great way to combine cherries and chocolate together. This cake starts with a delicious moist chocolate cake and it's topped with cherries and a whipped frosting that all together create just a fantastic combination. So if you want to see how to make this, keep watching. Okay, so you're going to need 2 cups of sugar, 1 3/4 cup of flour. In here I have 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, and 2 teaspoons baking soda. Here is 3/4 cup unsweetened cocoa, 1 cup buttermilk, 1/2 cup vegetable oil, a can of cherries, 2 eggs, a cup of cold brewed coffee, and then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now that is for the cake. For the frosting, I'm going to be using some heavy whipping cream, a block of cream cheese, some clear vanilla, powdered sugar, and Disaronno, because we love Disaronno, if you can't tell by the size of the bottle. I'm also probably going to be using some of this to brush the cake and add in with my cherries. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to combine my sugar, flour, cocoa powder, and salt, baking powder, and baking soda. And you also want to be preheating your oven right now to 350. Okay, that's mixed together well. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my eggs, buttermilk, oil, coffee, and vanilla. And I'm gonna just mix this well. Okay, and there it is all mixed up. Now, this batter is going to be a little bit runny, so that's totally okay. So now, next up is to pour this into my prepared cake pans. So here I have my 2 cake pans. I went ahead and put parchment paper. Well, first I sprayed them, then I put a piece of parchment paper in and then sprayed them again. And this is a step that I used to, and there goes my oven. This is a step that I used to skip all the time, but it definitely makes a big difference in your cake coming out. So I try to do that all the time now. Try to pour this into my pans as evenly as possible, which is always difficult for me to do. Okay, and so now that my oven is preheated, I'm gonna go ahead and stick these in, and I'm going to cook them for probably about 30 minutes. You wanna cook them until they kind of bounce back to the touch, or if you insert a toothpick, it comes out clean. So while my cake is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start on my frosting. So the first part of that is to whip up my whipping cream. I've got about 2 cups of whipping cream here, and I'm going to just whip this up until it forms stiff peaks. Okay, that looks good, just like that. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this out of the bowl and set it aside because I need to use this to do the rest of it. Okay, I got my bowl washed out, and so now I'm gonna do the second part of the frosting, and that is just softened cream cheese. Now, I don't normally measure this. It's just a basic cream cheese frosting, but for the video, I will measure it out, and that way you have an idea of what the actual measurements are. I'll also put all the measurements and ingredients in the description box, like I do on all of my recipes. So I'm gonna start with about 2 cups of powdered sugar, and about a teaspoon of the vanilla. And I'm sorry, this is not a classic cream cheese recipe because that would have butter in it. This doesn't have butter because I'm going to be adding the whipping cream to it. Okay, so I'm going to start with those measurements and see what my consistency looks like. Okay, that's what that looks like. I'm going to add just a little bit more powdered sugar. I'll do another 1/4 cup. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to taste test it, and it tastes good. So that was 2 1/4 cup powdered sugar and 1 teaspoon vanilla. Then I'm gonna take my cream cheese mixture here and I'm gonna fold the whipping cream into it. Okay, and here comes the part that is totally untraditional, and that is the Disaronno. I'm gonna just splash a little bit of that in there and mix that all in. And that is it. And speaking of traditional, non-traditional, using cream cheese in the filling, frosting, whatever you want to call it, is not traditional, I don't think, to a Black Forest cake. I think the traditional way is more of just a whipping cream type of a filling. But I love the cream cheese. It adds just a nice richness to the filling. So that's why I do that. And I think it works out really good in this cake. So I'm gonna go ahead and set this aside until I am ready to use it for the cake. Okay, I've got my cherries here. And I didn't show this, but I went ahead and splashed a little Disaronno in here. Probably a couple teaspoons. Definitely not something that you have to do, but you can if you want. You can also use like a cherry brandy if you want. I don't have that, so I went with Disaronno. So now I'm gonna set this aside until I'm ready to put the cake together. Okay, these are done. I cooked them almost 40 minutes. And as you can see, they have fallen. But they're still gonna taste good. I had a little bit of a over spillage there on this one here, and I smelled burning, and so I came and opened up the oven, and some of the batter was burning on the bottom. So I don't know if opening it is what made these fall. I don't bake a whole ton, so if anyone can tell me, I would love to know what makes cakes fall. Anyway, like I said, they're still gonna taste good. So I'm gonna let these cool for probably 5-10 minutes, and then I'm going to take them out of the pan to finish cooling. Okay, now that my cakes are cooled, I'm going to put, you guessed it, Disaronno on here. Just gonna brush the top of it with a little Disaronno. I'm gonna do this on both cakes. And no worries, this will not go to waste. Now I'm going to put some of this filling on here. Since my cake fell here, I've got a little divot in the middle, but I'm just gonna fill it in with this, and nobody will ever know. Okay, now I'm gonna put about half of these cherries on here. Now I'm gonna put the top layer on. Gonna put more filling on it. Okay, final step is putting on the last of the cherries.
She's my cherry pie.
I'm totally leaving that in there. That's what you get.
Oh, you can want some sweet surprise. Tastes so good when it gets in your eye. Sweet cherry pie.
I think I might have to cut that. Okay, so now I'm gonna shave a little chocolate for the top of this. I wasn't going to, but I figure why not. Okay, and that is the final product. Okay, now go ahead and cut into this. Okay, now I'm gonna take a bite of this. See how my fallen cake tastes. And it may have fallen, but it tastes really, really good. Very moist. The filling with the cream cheese is rich, and just the whole combination is really, really delicious. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.